Uh, Good morning, people. Happy Thanksgiving. I'm over here filling water for the horses. The owner's away, so I'm giving her a hand, making sure everything's good. Anyways, I want to talk to you about biosecurity. We got a problem right now, and I'll go over and show you. But when you have livestock, you've got to be really careful where you get other livestock from to introduce into your flock or herd, because they could bring diseases to your flock, to your livestock. As it's been kind of covered a little bit on some of my other videos, there are 2 flocks of chickens on this property. There's my flock, and there's my friend's flock. We've had them for years. We've done very well keeping them separate. I'll take care of hers when she's not available, and she'll take care of mine when I'm not available. It's been a very good mutual arrangement, and everything's been fine. We've never had any problems. She's taken some of my eggs and some of my pullets, and I don't charge her for them or anything. It's like a barter, you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours kind of thing, and everything's been fine. Well, a couple of weeks ago, they did a little bit of switching around here on this property, different herds being moved and whatnot, and so now where my friend used to have her horses, a different boarder has her horses there now. That boarder did not have chickens. Not an issue. Now, my friend had not had the chance to get her chickens moved down to her new area. So that was okay. We were still taking care of things. But this boarder decided, she happened to be at an auction, and she decided she was going to get a couple of chickens. They were really cheap. They can be, and I saw the condition, and they weren't worth much more than $3. So, oh my, he's stealing his oats. Anyways, she brought these 2 chickens that she picked up at an auction. She didn't know anything about chickens. She thought she had herself a couple of young birds. No, she did not have young birds. They were at least 2 years old, if not 3. That's not young for a chicken. So she had them, when she brought them in a small crate. And I told her, look, you can't let them out. The other chickens are still up here. You cannot let them have contact with her chickens. They really did not look the best. So, okay, fine. She found a big dog crate, and she put the 2 birds in the dog crate and put like a fencing around them to keep the other chickens away from hers. Well, I just found out that this week she was letting those 2 chickens out of the crate in an area where my friend's chickens would free range. And it's like, oh, well, they weren't out for very long. They were only out when I was there. That's not the point. That's not the point. So now, my friend's chickens are sick. Not all of them yet, but they're sick. No, it's not. The vet does not think it's bird flu. But because of this other boarder's carelessness and not thinking things through and not knowing what she was doing, according to the vet, she could lose a sizable portion of her flock. Thankfully, my birds, my pullets, and my remaining roosters have been penned up, not allowed to free range for since before she got those 2 birds. And when I handled her birds when she first got them, I had already finished with my birds. I had no further contact with them at that point. I finished up with her birds and I went home and I washed. Okay? So I'm hoping that we've had no cross-contamination with my flock. I've got a couple of birds that are escape artists and managed to get out, but the front part of my coop is not secure. And up to this point, I hadn't worried about it. My back section, it's secure. I don't have anything getting out of there. And of course, where the roosters are, they're totally secure. No problems there at all. But still, because of this, I had someone that was going to be coming here tomorrow to buy the rest of my pullets and one of my roosters to replenish her flock because she had some predation. And I had to tell her, no, I'm sorry, we have to wait because of what this other person did. We have to wait and make sure that my birds are healthy. They've been healthy up to this point. I've had no issues. But now, because of this other person's actions and carelessness, I have to wait. And I'm hoping that it doesn't come my way. We are taking precautions. I was supposed to feed her horses today because it's Thanksgiving. And I told her, because of this, I cannot go in where she feeds her horse because her chickens are in there. And I can't. Thankfully, for the most part, I don't go in that area much. So I'm hoping that I didn't carry anything over in my shoes. But we're tightening things up. And now my friend cannot take care of my chickens for me while I'm away. I have got to be diligent and make sure that they have all the food and water that they need so that she does not have to go in there and do anything. I've got to make sure that the pullets have plenty. I've got to make sure the roosters have plenty. And I'm probably going to have to come down middle of the week just to make sure, because I don't have a feeder or waterer large enough to do the roosters for the whole week. I just don't have it. So people, be careful. You've got to adhere to proper quarantine standards anytime you introduce new livestock to your flocks, herds, what have you. Especially if you're getting it from an auction. Especially because that's where you're going to get a lot of diseases from. I mean, I've taken birds to auction. I've sold them at auction. And when I was first starting out, I even bought the odd one from auction. And I don't have a problem. I would buy from an auction if I thought that the animal or the bird looked healthy enough. Okay? But I kind of know what to look for, pretty much. Not saying that's guaranteed, but I know how to look. Just looking at the big machinery over there. So anyways, it looks like this water's about full. I'll go over and show you the chickens, and then I gotta go do a last drive around before I have to leave. So back at you in a little bit. Okay, there's an old leghorn. She's looking a little ratty right now, but that's because I think she's going into a molt. Her eyes are clear. Now I've got this one leghorn here, an old girl. She's doing a lot of sitting, but that's because she's got an injured leg. Okay, so I know that. So I'm not worried about her. I mean, I tried cooping her up, but she was not happy. So she stays quiet here. She doesn't try and get out, so we're good. They're having a nice dust bath under there. One of their favorite pastimes. Clear eyes. There's my boys. Nice, healthy looking, nice plumage, clear eyes. Of course, this camera's probably focusing on the wire instead of the birds. Clear eyes, healthy looking plumage. Everything's fine. Everybody looks healthy. Peaches is an escape artist over there, but she's looking good. Kettle's looking a little rough, but not in the way that makes me think she's sick. She's either been mounted a lot, or she's molting, or a combination of the both. So they got water. They're good. My pullets. Hey girls. Hello girls. Yep, they're looking good. No signs of any illness. Nice clean looking plumage, clear eyes. Perky, interested? Everybody looks fine. Yep. Everybody looks fine. Yep. Kettle is definitely not sick. She showed extreme interest in the sunflower seeds again. Yes. So they've got corn to scratch around for. They're doing good. They're doing good. So hopefully, if I have time, I don't know about today, but maybe tomorrow, I can see about securing up here across this area here, because I'm pretty sure that's where they're getting out at, hopping up on the hutch over here and getting out that way. I'm pretty sure that's where they're getting out at, so I have to do something about that. Anyways, so my flock is so far so good, and hopefully we can keep it that way. Right, my boy?